There we go. All right, good morning, friends and family of Unity of Flagstaff. We're going to do our opening song. Please stand as you are able and willing. Hey, Alan, could we pull that down just a little bit? Something happened, just the vocal down just a little bit. I'm a little loud. Like 4 or 5%. There we go, much better. All right, our opening song is Up Above My Head. I think you guys have the clicker back there. So it's kind of a call and response. We've done this before. We'll talk about that later. There you go. Another one. Another slide. Well, up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Well, I really do believe we should change the slide. All right, let's try this again. Stay on that slide. We'll do the whole thing again. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Well, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere. Next slide. Let's do all in this room. All in this room, I hear music in the air. All in this room, I hear music in the air. All in this room, I hear music in the air. Well, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere. One more time and up above my head. I want Michael being louder in the back. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Well, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere. All right. You can sit down. That is what we're doing. So, can y'all hear me all right? We were quite proud of ourselves this morning. Can we have a little more on the congregation mic? We were proud of ourselves this morning. By 9:40, we were done setting up, and we are currently the penniless orphans today. There is no penny here, so we were quite happy with ourselves. And for once, we were sitting around with nothing to do. It's a beautiful thing. So welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. All are welcome. That is not a slogan. It is a principle. Tools, not rules. I always say you guys are my favorite tools here. If you're visiting for the first time, please drop your info card in the basket and someone will reach out to you. This month, it probably won't be Penny. It'll be someone from our team. And if you guys don't know, Penny is at Namaste Village in Mexico. For the whole month, she'll be gone. She's teaching there for the whole month, kind of checking it out and seeing what she's finding there. So, and if you don't know who I am, I'm Ryan Biter. I am your temporary non-ordained minister. My background is in Presbyterian Methodist churches. So if I say, peace be unto you, that kind of stuff, it's just a mistake. I had to get it right. So that's our intro. So welcome to Unity Flagstaff. You've landed here. And I'd like to invite Sandy up, who's going to be our prayer team member for today, to do our opening prayer and some other things.
Hi, everyone. What I'm looking for today is for y'all to help me pray. I love to pray, but it's challenging. And that's for the people on YouTube, because y'all can hear me, I think. But anyway, what we're going to do is just take a few centering breaths to get in the room. And the energy's already up, my goodness. But let's just breathe together and relax, shoulders down. And we just know that our guiding spirit is with us today. We are opening our hearts and minds to receiving all that we need to know and all that we need to do and all that we need to be. We are blessed and we are grateful. And together we are whole expressions of the divine. Thank you for helping me pray today.
Can we welcome up Shar? Where are you, Shar? There you are. Shar Snipes, everyone. Please give her a round of applause.
Good morning. As is a recommended practice in life, let's start with prayers and gratitudes. We collectively affirm with you and those that you pray and celebrate that the presence of good is in all things, and it is the one power. We know with you that God, the universe spirit, whatever you call it, knows the details. So does anyone have any prayer requests or gratitudes? Danny is. Okay, Danny. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I just want to have a gratitude. Yesterday was the celebration for Girls on the Run 5K, and I was a coach this season, more like an assistant coach who kind of stood there awkwardly, but it was an experience that I'm thankful for. But I just want to say, thank you to, especially Bruce, because it, always means a lot. He was Juniper's running buddy for the second time for the 2 years, and that really means a lot to me and Juniper because I don't have extended family out here, so it's mainly kind of just our family with the children, and it's really nice that Bruce takes the time and does that and really encourages and really builds confidence in Juniper. And through Bruce, I'm very thankful for his friendship and meeting Bonnie and everybody. And without my relationship and friendship with Bruce, I wouldn't have met all of you here at Unity. and that means a lot to me because, again, not having the extended family, being part of Unity, I got to meet a lot of all of you, like Matt and Josie, and they really support our family and show kindness, and everybody here has great authentic joy, and I really appreciate that and the openness that you guys all welcomed myself and my family into the community. So I'm really thankful for all of that.
All right. Yeah, this is it, right? Thank you.
Service over. We're good.
Yeah, really, this is good. Thank you, Danny, for sharing that. And we celebrate with you and with Juniper and with Bruce and with all the girls on the run. What an amazing program that is. And thank you for sharing that. We celebrate, we are grateful, and we are blessed.
Like a bad penny. I do have a prayer request today that we're welcoming a family member to stay with us temporarily for a while, and I'm praying for harmony, good judgment, and peace.
Thank you, Sandy. We pray with you for the harmony and for the discernment and the wisdom around this situation. And we hold it all in light. And we hold you in light. And so it is.
My prayer is that Americans can open their hearts and their minds to accept the results of the election with peace and grace.
If you weren't going to bring this up as a prayer request today, I was going to. So let's just do a little exercise together with this, because I think there might be, I don't know if anybody else has a little angst, but let's just take a moment and breathe in. I have butterflies for about this next week. Yeah, I'm with you there, Mike. And let's just breathe in these butterflies and let's embrace them. We have it. We know this. And then let's just let it go. Let's just, they have no purpose for us. And let's breathe in one more time. And this time we breathe in peace. And we see calm. And we see light. And we see the highest good in this outcome. And so it is.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Sorry, hold on. Let me turn that off. Because I'd like to thank you all. I have been here now for 1 year. I met you guys 1 year ago, and unfortunately, she did all the work for me. I don't have to say nothing other than thank you very much. I appreciate you all very much. Thanks, Danny. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Alan. We appreciate you, and we celebrate with you. We have loved having you here this year, so thank you. Thank you. You know, when Penny asked me to do the gratitudes and prayer requests, I said, there's one problem I'm going to have, and that is I'm going to start crying. And she said, let your tears speak. So you're going to see some. Love having you.
I have a gratitude that is going to build off of these two ladies behind me, what they said. I used to ride a motorcycle, and I was T-boned by a lady in 2016. And they never believed, because I had many vertebrae that were crushed, and my pelvis was all butterflied out and organs and all that. Not fancy stuff. And they did not believe I would ever not be in a wheelchair. And many doctors and physical therapists told me that because I started running as a middle schooler, and I was a regular runner, honestly, because there were cute guys at the gym, and at that age, that was my impetus. And then I just loved running. So I kept running, and I was a 5K'er and such. And because I started running as a middle schooler and continued running until then, that's why I can walk now. That's why I'm not in a wheelchair. And they were very clear about it. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, Kate. And we are grateful. So, and thank you for sharing that. And we're grateful to know what's available to us and what is out there that serves us. And so thank you for sharing that, and we're grateful for your health and grateful for you being here today. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Right. Yeah. Thank you.
I am happy to be retired. My stress level has gone down a few notches already. And I don't have to set my alarm in the morning, and I just have a puppy that jumps up on my bed still and wake me up anyway. And, some people have asked, well, what are you going to do? And, one of the things that parts of my life that I know I want to do more of is be involved with this community. And I just in the last couple of days. I mean, Friday night I came to open mic and got to sing, and yesterday we had lunch with Mike and Laura and Norm. Here I am today, so that's definitely. I'm happy to have it be a bigger part of my life, and this is definitely my extended family, all of you. So
Yay.
appreciate all of
Yay.
you.
Thank you, Steve. We're so excited to know that you're retired and that you're available. I know there's already been an email out to you from our team. So I'm very grateful, and we love having you here. Thank you for being a part of Unity, and we are very grateful, and we are very blessed. And you're going to make me cry.
Hello, hello.
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 You're too close.
Anyway, I've said this many times, but not inside this room. I feel blessed that I have many, many friends on both the blue team and the red team and everything in between, and people that are beyond on either side, and like a friend I call my conspiracy theory friend, who's a good friend, and I just, the reason I feel blessed is because with all the stuff that's in the news and everything on all sides, is I just know from personal experience that none of these people are monsters. And so I can go into Tuesday with a lot of peace that comes from my personal experience of knowing people like from all, I tell people, I'm not on the blue team, I'm not on the red team, I'm on the yellow team, which is I wrote 13 columns for the faith column in California, and I print them on yellow, and I call them my yellow pages. So I'm not on the blue team, I'm not on the red team, I'm on the yellow team. So anyway.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that, because I think part of our intention, part of what we hold, needs to hold healing. I think we need to see and feel the wholeness and the healing in what is going on. And so peace, wholeness, healing, and the highest good. So thank you for sharing that.
I am grateful that I made it here today because there's quite a bit of snow piling up in Belmont. Things are very slow out there, and no plows out yet. But there were ambulances and sheriffs. So my smart little male kitty did something really stupid. And he chewed up part of my new roommate's scrubby thing, you know, the mesh things for shower. So he has been sick all weekend and throwing up, and he threw up a couple pieces of it yesterday, but he still didn't keep anything down this morning. So prayers that he will work through this and not have to go to the vet and have expensive stuff done.
What's his name again?
His name is Tout Petite, but he is not petite anymore. He is like 15 pounds now.
Okay.
And he is a teenage cat, you know. So he likes to chew on weird things, and I don't know how to break him of it.
Well, let's hold Tout Petite in the light, and let's look at his wholeness and his healing and discernment and wisdom. And we're grateful you made it through the snow today, Betsy.
Yeah.
We're glad we're here. You're here, so thank you.
I think he's a dog reincarnated as a cat. Because he fetches and he chews on everything, and he's a real troublemaker. So, thank you all.
Thank you.
Well, I'm grateful to be able to say we have an outstanding calendar coming to you. thank you to our team, Alice and Trina and Laura. And today is the very last chance you have to put in an entry like, let's celebrate my birthday, or we had a wonderful experience and I want to remember this day. So I'll be out after service in the entryway there with the opportunity for you to sign up for an entry in the calendar. It's only $10. This is a fundraising experience. And if you said, oh, I really want one, but I forgot my money, I take IOUs.
Thank you, Helen, and thank you to the calendar team. This is always the best fundraiser and fun way to show off your photography abilities and share in this annual gift that we have. So thank you. Thank you. And thank you to all the sponsors. Yes, and thank you to all the sponsors. Dixie.
There was a wonderful response to the number of people who got T-shirts, so thank you very much for that. If anyone would like a T-shirt that didn't order one ahead of time, see me afterwards, and we'll see if we have the size that you would like and the logo on the back.
Thank you, Dixie. This was Dixie and my project. And we're thankful because I love the T-shirts, and I'm thankful to everybody who participated in it. So thank you for all your hard work on that too.
I wanted to give a gratitude. Oh, I got the vocal reverb on still. I'm extremely grateful for this community. I was talking with Penny as we were going over details last week, and this all started because I knew Sean Dennehy and I knew Bruce Higgins, and they brought me here, and it was just kind of a during COVID make some extra money thing. And you know, many of you know I used to be in youth ministry for a long time, so I kind of left the church at all for a very long time. And I'm just kind of shocked, just kind of saying yes to one thing has become such a big part of my life and a big part of my family's life. I'm just extremely grateful for you. I told Penny, I said, this kind of escalated quickly. And I just didn't expect it. So I really appreciate you all being kind of a spiritual home for me. I was very cynically opposed to, but I'm very thankful for you all.
Yay. We love having you here. Thank you. You have brought so much to our community. And that's what happens here. You kind of put your toe in, and then pretty soon you're swimming. So it spreads everywhere. It spreads everywhere. I know. And thank you for acknowledging that, because we are grateful. We have an amazing community. I think we're very, very special. So thank you.
Shall we move to our unity principle?
Yep, and I am supposed to read that, so hang on.
You got it.
Where is it?
Up on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Or you can turn around. Face.
Okay. This part I'm not used to. She makes it look easy. Okay, let's read together principle number 2. Our essence is of God, or whatever you call it. Therefore, we are inherently good. And the short version is, let be the truth, and that be us.
Thank you, Shar. We're going to go into a time of meditation. If someone would get the lights, please. And before we kind of get there, I wanted to say a few words. I forget the gentleman's name right here. What is your name again? Andy. I wanted to kind of speak to your point about all of this. And I want to offer you kind of a meditative idea as this song goes. This is my instrumental version of Amazing Grace that I've played for you all before. And it's got some tension in it, and I think we're all feeling a lot of tension. But the affirmation or the meditation I would invite you to is, may I embody grace, forgiveness, and redemption. Let that sit. You can say it. May I embody grace, forgiveness, and redemption. One more time. as we come back into the room, may we affirm, may I embody grace, forgiveness, and redemption. Well, good morning. So today we have a very, very special treat today. This is J.D. Graham. He's a good friend of mine, an extremely, extremely talented individual, an extremely open individual. I think he's one of the least judgmental and most honest and painfully honest. And I love that about him. I love that he is completely uninhibited in who he is and knows exactly who he is. It's been an inspiration to me. He's an amazing musician. And I wanted to invite him here today to kind of talk a little bit and play some music for you. When Penny said, do you have any ideas for the first Sunday while I'm gone? I said, oh, I've got an idea. I've got some. When JD was looking for shows, he just got back from the Netherlands, right? Doing a string of shows out there for like a couple weeks. And I think he'll be a real treat. I'd like to invite him to play a song. And him and I will talk a little bit. And I think you guys will really appreciate his story. I don't know why I'm in my NPR voice right now. Might as well. Welcome to NPR. And all things considered, and I said that maybe we cultivate the ideas of grace and redemption in our little talk today.
Got out on February 22nd of 2022, 2022, and that was God telling me, those are all your second chances all at once. You don't get any more. So when I've traveled around and play very open songs and honest songs about like the darkest things in my life, you know, I'll tell people while I'm here today, the reason I'm here today is because I believe in God and He changed my life around. Now, whatever anybody believes, I think what I see a lot out in the world in general is everybody wants to be right about something, right? The God that I serve says that I'm supposed to love everybody. He says He wants relationship with me. He doesn't say He wants a relationship with people sitting in a building to be a mediator between you and God. I mean, God wants a relationship with us, and I think that's what I was missing my entire life. I was bought into this concept of I need to dress a certain way and hang out with certain people, and the truth is that we all do wrong, and I'm just here to tell you today that whatever you believe in is between you and whoever you believe in it. Yeah. And so if the world would take that approach, I think there'd be a lot less anxiety because I mean, look how much fighting there is with the different brand name religions. You know, I believe in Jesus, right? But I'm not Presbyterian. I'm not Catholic. Like, I have a relationship, like, with God, period. And look at all the fighting, like, in the church and what like, the modern day, what I call secular church is these days. It's, I know that's kind of an oxymoronic statement, but it seems like the truth. So I just write songs about the things that I've been through. And this is the last song I wrote in the first week of February before I got out. It was the last thing I really had to say. There we go. It's a true story about my life. It's called A Pound of Rust. I've got some things to get off my chest. A few more words and a rhyme while I still got some melody left. I've been way up high, I've been underneath, and I spent some weekends down in Key West sniffing cocaine on the beach. I've burned some nights, and I've burned some weed, and I've taken handfuls of pills just so I can get some sleep to quiet my mind from all this noise that tells me I ain't good enough, and all the slamming doors, shedding all this old skin is hard, and I feel naked now because the world can see my eyes, and in my heart we are born to be who we are. They believe will say I changed, or turn their heads, curse my name. Lord, I'm growing old. I'm trying to turn this pound of rust to a pound of gold. I've been way down south, old Mexico, and I almost OD'd in a motel room the night before a show. Woke up the next day like there was nothing wrong, and I hit every pharmacy in town till all my pesos were gone. Hell, I've pawned guitars that wasn't mine, and I paid the interest back in shame, and I lost some friends along the way. I've had to fight, and I've had to bleed, and I'm putting my failures on display for the whole damn world to see. Shedding all this old skin is hard, and I feel naked now because the world can see my scars and where I've been and the hell I've raised again and again. I've been stuck in the mud, now I'm digging out, and my whole life's been a battleground, and I still don't know if I can turn this pound of rust to a pound of gold. Well, I've been a liar, and I've been a thief, and I drug my knuckles with the junkies. I fought them methamphetamines. I run the streets, run from the law, run from myself for most of my life, but I ain't running anymore. Hell, I've done some time behind prison walls. For 5 long years I fought lonely with a guitar and a song, barely made it out, still holding on. And I found forgiveness in a Savior for all the things that I'd done wrong. Shedding all this old skin is hard, and I feel naked now, 'cause they can see through my eyes, and in my heart we are born to be who we are. Well, they believe, wanna say I've changed, or turn their heads, curse my name, 'cause they still don't know if you can turn a pound of rust to a pound of gold. Well, Lord, I'm growing old. I'm trying to turn this pound of rust to a pound of gold. Thank y'all.
I am very thankful to have such cool friends. And yeah. So, isn't he something? Isn't he? Shoot. Yeah, songwriter and a singer and a guitar player and a good dude.
Depending on who you ask.
Depending on who you ask, yeah. So the first thing I want to kind of ask, JD and I have had some, I think we had a conversation about politics in the hotel room one time at a festival. And JD and I don't agree about everything, but one thing JD talked about that I really appreciate is an openness to each other. And can I ask a question about how does both music and your spiritual life inform that sense of openness? Because you're one of the most tremendously open people I've ever met.
Man, I've been living in the dark for most of my life, and I was on drugs for 25 years, and that requires a lot of manipulation and a lot of deception, right? And so when I decided to give up the drugs and kind of surrender to God, I said, you know what? I'm not going to leave anything. I'm not going to leave anything in the dark whatsoever. So, just for me, I think it's very important for me to let people know where I've been, and then the miracle that I am today, the miracle of what God's brought me through today. Because, man, the truth is that folks like me usually don't make it. We're a very small percentage. We've been on drugs for 25 years and like every bit of the drug game. Smuggling drugs, making drugs, selling drugs, doing drugs, going to prison. And the truth is that a lot of us don't make it out of it. And so, like, my songs may have like a very poignant storyline in it, but it's just the truth. I write the truth about my life, uninhibited, even like the things that maybe used to be. I'm not proud of any of these things, but I think it's very important to give somebody a glimpse into like the things that some people keep hidden, and like if you listen to my catalog of music, I mean, it is my life unfiltered, unfettered. Some of it's hard to listen to. I've done some terrible things in my life, as we all have. And so music is a release to me. These songs I write help me heal, and they help me connect with folks all over the world. I get emails and text messages. My phone number is public on my website, and folks that are struggling with sobriety and their faith call me from all over the world, and I talk to them. And some people think, there's no way he's going to answer their phone. And every time I answer it, they're like, I didn't think you were actually going to answer it. I'm like, look, I was a liar before, but I'm not that guy anymore. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So music is medicine to me. Music's most... when I go talk at some places, I love to start it with a song, because I think a song, if you can touch somebody with a song, it gets all the inhibition out of the way, and it opens up their ears, their heart, and their mind, like just to get on this level connection field where we can have like an honest discussion. My shows that I play all over they're very conversational. I talk to people in the middle of my shows sometimes. And I think connection is what we're supposed to be as humans. I think we are supposed to be inherently connected. And sometimes because there is such a disconnect, because there's so many political distractions and religious distractions, that sometimes music erases that distraction just long enough for us to open up and like communicate as humans and not as politicians or a priest or a drug dealer or whatever, just as human beings with all the other stuff aside. And I think that's what honesty in music provides for me.
Thank you. Kind of a bit of levity in this. So one of my practices, I listen to friends' albums when I'm at the gym, and JD's might be the worst album to listen to at the gym, but it's one of the best albums I heard last year. So it was awesome, but I'm like, this is not good for a bench press right now.
Unless you're bench pressing feelings, right? Just throw some feelings on your dumbbell. On your dumbbell,
yeah. I guess the other question I have is also about, so JD, how many miles of touring have you done this year?
145,000 in the United States. That's how much I've driven. That doesn't account for any of the doesn't account. I just burned through 8 tanks of gas in 15 days in the Netherlands 2 weeks ago. So I did 13 shows in 15 days. So just in America, 145,000 miles this year.
So that is a motivated person. That is extremely. I joke. A good friend of ours named Daniel Niehoff. We were talking about you the other day. Good stuff. And we said, man, JD has one speed. Yeah. Let's just go. Yeah. And I want to ask you, what motivates that? Because you have a tireless energy that is really inspiring. And I feel like you have a mission and a message. So what is motivating that?
Well, that time, when I first got out of prison, my motivation was I've been locked up in prison for the last 6 years, and I wrote all these songs, and it's the first time I'd been sober and tried to look at life through a sober lens. But another motivating factor is there's not a lot of writers out there that have the message and are unafraid. And I'm not putting myself in any special category, but I lay it all out there on the line, and folks will tell me sometimes I've never met you before, but after your show, I feel like I've known you my entire life, and like could get no higher praise than that. So I'm out there grinding the highways and playing all these quiet rooms because every single room I go to, I reach at least one person, and that's all. And it doesn't matter if there's 200 people in that room and one person comes up. That makes it all worth it. And like the highlight of the last 2 years, I convinced these people down in Benson, Arizona, the Cochise Country Music Festival, to put me up there on stage with all these big acts like Montgomery Gentry and Josh Abbott and like all this stuff, right? And so I says, I'm not going to bring a band. And they said, what do you mean? We're offering you a slot, but we want you to bring a band. I said, well, then call somebody else. And they said, well, what's your thought process? I said, look, you guys have all these big acts all weekend long, all this big rock and roll production. So let me just get up there and let these people get in touch with their feelings a little bit. Let me show them the other side of music. So I brought my pedal steel player with me. After that show, there was a line of about 100 people that were waiting to talk to me, and I talked to every single one of them, and all these people hugged me. And by the time I was done with those people, and I'm around 100 people, right? Could have been 70, could have been 100. It was a bunch of people. My shoulder was soiled from these people's tears. And that's, if you'd offered me $1 million for 100 people's tears today, I'm going to take the tears like 100%, because I drive around to connect, and the only way you're going to connect is if you go to rooms where people are being quiet, and the listening rooms and theaters all over the United States takes a lot of miles to get to them. It takes a lot of planning. Like as musicians, I don't have a label. Did you say to talk into the mic? Oh, okay, my bad. Okay. Sorry about that. I was just talking to y'all. I forgot about that other stuff over there. So I think if you want to connect with people in all these places, you gotta show up. I don't have a booking agent or management. I'm a one man show, and my motivation is just sharing songs with people in quiet rooms and hoping to pry some tears out of them in the process.
So with that being said, can we have another song?
Sure. I wrote this song and I played it for my wife, and she started crying halfway through it the first time I played it. And at the end of the song, I said, "What's wrong, baby?" She said, "We don't have to figure out what to play at your funeral. You just wrote your own funeral song." It wasn't not my intention. I don't ever have an intention when I sit down to write. I usually just start strumming my guitar, and like one line comes, and I just build on it. But this is a song off my new album. I have an album I released back in July. And this is a song on that. It's called Slow in the Fast Lane. We're not talking about cars. We're talking metaphorically, right? You'll get it. My wife calls it the funeral song. I got some things I can't forget. I got some Oklahoma blues. I got some dreams in my pockets, some rhymes in my shoes. And the pain is a reminder, oh, that living fast ain't free. And freedom just reminds me of the things I'll never be. Well, I got gravel in my eyes, and I got highway in my veins. Am I damned right? I'm driving slow in the fast lane. Well, time ain't no healer. Oh, it just holds us for a while. To hell with all these feelings. I never liked them anyhow. I'm gonna aim towards the mountains, oh, and disappear in the sky, chasing glory ever after, and hope forgiveness is on my side. And when my last song is sung, and I break these earthly chains, I'm gonna scream hallelujah as I ride slow in the fast lane. Well, on high is where I'll stand when my last stand is come and gone. And this house ain't built on sand, like the ones I lived in before. And when my last horse is running, I'm going to meet him on the plains, and I'll saddle up one last time, and we'll ride slow in the fast lane. We'll ride slow in the fast lane. Thank y'all.
So once upon a time in a past existence of mine, I was involved with community organizing and politics for a number of years, which is not what I do now. And one of the questions I'd always ask when we met with a senator or congressperson or something like that was, what do you think, or what about your position, who you are on your side, do you think I don't understand? And that question was always super disarming to people, because if you asked, what do you think I have wrong about what you think? And it always, like, I mean, you have very contentious meetings about big issues, and I can't count the number of times that it just disarmed someone, and they sit there. So I kind of ask you the same question, JD. What do you think? Well, yeah.
Go ahead. Ask the question.
Yeah, what do you think that I don't understand about who you are and what you believe?
It depends on what you don't understand.
Well, there we go. All right, moving on from that question, that landed.
No, I mean, but I don't know. I mean, if you looked at me 15 years, 20 years ago, you'd think I was a devil worshiper and that I was completely out of control. I mean, was laden with violence, and some people see like my tattoos and stuff and just make an assumption. But as far as like what I believe, like with this election and stuff, honestly, I don't care, because my daughter called me freaking out this morning and she's like, "Dad, I don't know what's gonna happen." And I'm like, "Look, on November the 6th, I'm going to wake up and do the same thing I did on the last 49 years of my life." I mean, I don't allow the control mechanism that we have as a government to dictate my personal happiness. Happiness doesn't come from the exterior. Happiness is in here. Like, it has nothing to do with what's around you, because I did 6 years in prison. It was the happiest I've ever been in my entire life, and the best thing that ever happened to me. So when things start going bad, and if you're into the Bible, like one of the things, the passages that I really love is Romans 8:18, which basically says, "For the present sufferings of this time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which will be revealed," which always told me, if I was to be born and I was on fire for 100 years and I had to go through that suffering, that is still nothing to be compared with what I believe waits for us on the other side. So I don't know what people may or may not think that I believe or don't believe. Like, I want everybody to quit fighting about stuff. Like, It's never going to happen, but I mean, this is a contentious time in America, but I would just remind everybody that, like, all that stuff's a distraction from the connection mechanism, which is your heart. And I make the analogy sometimes, like, when I was on drugs, that your heart and your head communicate. And when I was on drugs, there was a wall built between them, and I was running on just my head. So if your heart is a gas tank, and your mind is the motor, and your mouth is an exhaust pipe, right? Whatever you put in your heart is what you're going to burn right up here, and that's what's going to come out of your, not just your mouth, but like your entire existence. But I truly believe that happiness comes from within, and it's about perspective and not getting distracted by all the distractions that we have these days. I mean, there's a lot. It's hard to stay happy these days. I'm a recovering drug addict. I struggle all the time. I almost relapsed back in October. So after, I barely made it to 7 years, so struggle occurs. Like, just fight through it. I don't care if you've got 50 years of sobriety or 24 hours. We all only have today. So I think some of my friends in the sober world, they get really, really down, still have 3 or 4 years sober, and they'll screw up, and they'll throw that 3 or 4 years. They'll disacknowledge. They won't acknowledge that, and they're like, oh, well, I have to start my sobriety date over. I don't agree with that. If you had 3 years of sobriety and you screwed up one day, well, you screwed up one day in that 3 years. Don't discount what you had, and in anything, whether it's in sobriety or in life for other things. People don't just struggle with drugs and alcohol; they struggle with a lot of other things.
Not super related. One of my favorite memories. So I met JD at my friend Amy's house. I play in Phoenix a lot, and Amy is a mutual friend of ours. Not Amy, JD's wife, a different Amy, who's a really good friend of mine. And I met JD at a house concert playing at Amy's house, and I had a gig later that day, so I couldn't stay the whole time. But one of my favorite memories of JD is there's a festival in Texas that you just got back from, the Dripping Spring Songwriters Festival, is how I know so many of my friends from around the country. And the one year we brought my daughter, and I think we left my daughter with JD for about an hour on a beanbag.
Just a little bit more than an hour.
Yeah, and I come back, and every time she saw JD, she was like, and just reaching for JD. And there's a lovely picture. I wish I would have thought to put it up. It's just a beautiful of him holding her. She just smiling up a storm. And it's funny because there's certain musician friends of mine, you and Dean Johansson, who you've all met, the circus swing guy who came in. There's 2 pictures, and both those people, when your guys' music comes on, she looks around and goes, and she hears Dean, she goes, Dean. She likes your stuff too. So
I think the story in that too was people came up to me and like, he just left their kid with you? Didn't you just get out of prison? I can protect the kid more than you guys can. I had to fight a lot in prison. You don't have a choice, right? I'm undefeated.
Another memory is we were at a festival in Dallas, Fort Worth. Both of us kind of have a mutual dislike of songwriting competitions, but we like meeting people, and so it's a good way to meet other great writers. And we were both playing on the side stage that day, and the sound had not been great the whole weekend. And JD comes up, the sound guy. I'm on stage, and I hear JD goes, that's Ryan Biter up there. You better get it right, or I'm going to come talk to you. And I started laughing my butt off on stage, and but I knew JD had my back, and that's one of the things that I've really appreciated about him is we don't talk a whole lot, but I know when I do, I can get this from JD. I mean, I've had my own struggles, they're different from JD, but I know I can talk to him, and he's fearless to hear you and just to be with you in that presence. And that's something really remarkable I think you offer that I've been a big fan of. And your honesty and integrity in this has really inspired me to kind of look for that in myself as an artist. And so I'm very grateful for that. And I think it's very inspiring. I'm just proud to know you and to be able to call you a friend.
Likewise. I mean, when I first met Ryan, first thing I noticed is he was a great musician. I'd never heard him before. He lived in Arizona. I started looking up some of his stuff, and I disagreed with who won that contest, but that's okay. And it wasn't me. It wasn't me. He brought it up, so and we won't even go there. All I'm gonna say is you guys get Ryan all the time. You know how super and talented he is, and kind and endearing. Like I've never heard him have a crossword. Now he probably, like when I went to talk to the sound guy, I think I'm not afraid to be direct. I try to be as kind as I can, but also me and sound guys go round and round sometimes because I know I do sound and I know how I want it, and if they can't get it that way, I just think I'm going to do my own sound today. Then their defense mechanism comes up, and as musicians, if it doesn't sound right when you're playing, it screws everything up. But not only standing up for that when people won't say anything, I like standing up for people that maybe have quite a bit of inhibition about certain topics and subjects that need to be brought to the forefront. And sometimes it takes somebody just to say those things, whether I come across as direct or not.
So with that being said, a couple things before I'm going to have JD play one more song. Thank you all for kind of having us and having JD. I'm very grateful I could bring someone as talented as him and as open and as wise as him. I'm extremely grateful. I'm extremely grateful for that and taking your time with us today. I really appreciate that. Before I forget, he has a concert at 1:30 today. I would greatly appreciate, he would too, if he showed up. I've probably texted 50, 60 people throughout the last week. I really believe in what he's doing. Whenever I can give a chance to share JD with the world in some way, whatever I can do, I'm always game to do that. So thank you for being here.
I'm coming for your feelings if you're here at 1:30.
Yeah, and we'll have some cool stuff. There's no potluck for this one. Don't worry. We don't have to do a potluck. A couple quick things. I think that's it for there. Would you do another song for us? And I have a request.
Okay.
Do you have any hymns you do, or faith songs that you love?
I mean, I have some that I've written, but I don't.
That's totally fine too.
Is that what you want to hear?
What's the one, the Sea of Galilee one?
Oh, that's the glory of His throne.
Yeah, I want to hear that one. I think this represents what JD is, who he is, very, very well.
I wrote this song when my mother passed. I was in prison when she passed, and I knew that I wouldn't see her again when I went in. And my mother was a believer. I remember she took me to church on Wednesday, vacation Bible school twice on Sundays. And my mother was the loudest singer in the church, and she had the worst voice in the church. So I was just a young kid. I had blonde hair, and it was usually a mess. And my mother, I'll never forget, walking into church, she'd be like, "Son, come here." And I'm like, "Oh no!" And she'd lick her whole hand, and as a kid, whether your mom's breath smells like roses or not, it's your mother's breath, and it's the worst thing you could possibly have on your face. So I wrote this song right after my mom passed. And this is a song not about my mother. It's about what I'd like to think my mother saw in her final moments, because I know my mother was a believer. So there's a couple characters in this song. There's a guy hanging out with his mother in her final moments, and at the end of the song, he finds himself in a similar predicament. And sometimes when I sing this song with my eyes closed, I can still smell my mother's breath. This is called The Glory of His Throne. Well, as I sit here in this room holding hands with Mama, the doctor says the time is coming soon. And so I pray out loud and read some scripture. Well, it says right here, He's gonna make everything new. And then she opens them big brown eyes and says, "I love you." But there's a boat waiting on the Sea of Galilee, and there's a calm out on the water, and it's the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. And from the sky I hear the angels a-singing, telling me I got nothing to fear at all. And I see Jesus standing out there in the distance with open arms welcoming me home. Oh, I'm blinded by, yes, I'm blinded by the glory of His throne. It It took a while, but I finally found Jesus. He's been waiting for me all of my days, and now I can't sing nothing but hallelujah. But hey, I'm underneath the wings of His grace. And as I lay here in this bed, slowly fading, my family all gathered round, and I say, don't worry about me, 'cause I'm forgiven. And if you could only see what I'm seeing now. And from the sky I hear the angels singing, telling me I got nothing to fear at all. And I see Jesus standing out there in the distance with open arms, welcoming me home. Oh, I'm blinded by, yes, I'm blinded by the glory of His throne. And from the sky I hear the angels singing, telling me I got nothing to fear at all. And I see Jesus standing out there in the distance with open arms, welcoming me home. Oh, I'm blinded by, yes, I'm blinded by, oh, I'm blinded by, oh, hey, I'm blinded by the glory of His throne. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, JD. Like I said, don't forget the concert at 1:30. With that being said, 1:30, what time? 1:30? 1:30? Okay. I'd like to invite Sue Mine up to do our receiving of the good and all that good stuff. It's a lot to balance today.
Thanks, Ryan. You've done a great job. Let's give Ryan a big hand for doing such a great job. And we love having you here, JD. I hope you'll come back another time. Yeah, it's been grand. So, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of a swollen heart after all of that. It was beautiful and lots of tears, I think. You probably manufactured a lot more tears here today.
He charges by the liter.
So, with that said, as we are all feeling abundant, let's take this time now to share our abundance. And if the greeters would bring the baskets up here, we can all take a turn at offering our blessings to our baskets and sending them out for the very best for all. Thank you.
We go now?
Go do it. Come on down. So, thank you. I think we need to have there. Oh, no one ever became poor by giving. We need to remember that. So we appreciate our YouTube viewers. Hello out there. Wave. Yep, we're glad that you're here. There are ways to express your appreciation by going to www.unityofflagstaff.org/donate or mail your gift to P.O. Box 1740 Flagstaff, AZ 86002. Thanks for your support and for all the support in the room. We thank you so much. And so, with that said, we can say together, we give thanks in advance for these gifts. Here's to our highest good, and so it is. Thank you.
This is where
Okay,
Selena does
this
that.
is where Selena steps in.
No, go back. There you go.
All right. So we just have a few announcements. As you know, Penny's gone for the entire month, and so we have quite a few exciting things coming up. So first of all, the concert JD is having at 1:30 here today. So please come back, and as we're cleaning up the chairs at the end of this, please leave out 20 chairs that we can have out for the concert. Next week, Matt Devlin and Ryan are going to be doing our service. Matt's doing the message, Ryan the music. The week after, on the 17th, we will have Daniel Namod come. He's going to do the message just like today, and then he's going to also, he's doing the message and the music, and then we'll have a potluck. So we have a sign up outside if you want to participate in the potluck, to please let us know what you're bringing, and then there'll be a concert again at 1:30 with Daniel. The following week, we are going to have Hayden's dad, Tom Gebler, and he's going to do the message for us. Again, Ryan's going to do the music, so we are blessed this month.
I'm home the entire month.
Yes.
It's weird.
We have great things coming. And then on Thanksgiving, we are hosting a potluck. Again, we have a sign up out there. If you would please let us know what you want to bring so that we actually know, whether we have cranberry sauce or whether we need mashed potatoes or whatever. So please let us know. Penny will be back for that. Then wish list, the big boards outside. As you've just experienced, music brings great, great blessings to us, right? We don't have music in the budget, so it's a wish list item, and we haven't had sponsors lately. So if you would please step up and sign up out there, we would really appreciate having more sponsors for Music Sundays. Then the coat drive over here, we're still waiting, we're still taking donations to donate to Flagstaff Family Food Shelter. We have just 3 more bags of Better Days, so please go grab those and hand them out to the community. And then last but not least, I'm hosting tonight an election intention, 10 minutes of your evening at 6:30 on Zoom. If you'd like to participate, email me at the Unity email, which is unityofflagstaff1@gmail.com, and I will send you the Zoom link. We will just be holding light around the election process, completely nonpartisan, to see the divide healed and see light surrounded. So really it only takes 10 minutes of your time, but when people gather and hold an intention together, there is a much larger result. So if you'd like to join me, that would be great. All right, so these are our announcements.
And I have sort of one kind of ask, sort of prep you for. So through the magic of Facebook, I'm friends with Peter Mayer on Facebook, and he was looking for shows, and with me and Unity of Phoenix and a couple others and some Unitarian churches are kind of coordinating right now to bring him here next year. With that being said, he doesn't play in the Southwest. It's been a very long time since he's been out here. With that being said, we could use some sponsors for it. I would like to be able to offer him some type of guarantee so he has kind of an anchor here. We've already got some other logistics figured out. If you were interested in just pitching in a few bucks to be able to help bring him here, and so we can kind of cover his expenses and then some, please approach me at some time. It's kind of a Herculean effort. Penny and I have talked about it a little bit, but we're hoping to get him like 3 or 4 shows in Arizona and then send him home. And I'm a massive fan. I know many of you are too, and it would be an extremely fortunate thing to have him here. It would be amazing to have him here. So
Ryan, what is the amount we would need to get together?
it would be nice to have like $500 or $600 as just kind of a little bit of guarantee, and he'd have tickets as well if we could do that. But I haven't set a number to him yet. I just told him I want to kind of touch base with everyone. So if you're interested, 10, 15 bucks, whatever it may be, so we can give him a little bit of a cushion to come out here, that would be appreciated.
We will create a wish list item on the board, and then you can donate towards it, even if you're just giving a portion.
Come on, clicker. What are these? Yeah, and a bunch of other really great tunes. And he's been around for, 30 plus years touring and doing his thing. Keep going. What? All right. Sue, are you doing this? All right, I guess I'm doing the I never usually say this out loud. The light of God
surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
So Penny, apparently where she's at, I forget the name of the place, has one of the top 5 largest Day of the Dead celebrations in the world. So she's been having fun doing that. So that's Penny all painted up. If you would, as you feel comfortable, can someone hand this to Alan real quick so he can go through the slides? I was coordinating it. As you feel comfortable and able, we can do a reprise of Up Above My Head. We'll sing Up Above My Head and all in this room. Yeah, we'll go. Up above my head. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Well, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere, all in this room, all in this room. I hear music in the air, all in this room. I hear music in the air, all in this room. I hear music in the air. Well, I really do believe there's a door somewhere. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, gonna let it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, gonna let it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One last time. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We did it, y'all. Hey, Alan, can you mute 1, 2, 9, and 10? Thanks, man.